To understand correspondence, let's draw two triangles. Let the first triangle be named ABC and let the second triangle be named PQR. We often compare two triangles for various reasons. To do so, we need to match the vertices correctly. This matching or pairing of vertices is called as correspondence between two triangles. Every vertex of a triangle corresponds to a specific vertex of another. We use this double arrow sign to represent correspondence. Let's assume that ABC corresponds to PQR. What does this tell us? This means that vertex A corresponds to vertex P, vertex B corresponds to vertex Q, and vertex C corresponds to vertex R. It's like numbering the vertices on each side. The vertex under 1 on the left side will correspond to the vertex under 1 on the other side. Similarly, the vertices under 2 and 3 on the left side will respectively correspond to the vertices under 2 and 3 on the other side. Generally, students assume that the correspondence has to be in alphabetical order, like ABC and PQR. That is not always true. ABC can also correspond to PRQ. This means that vertex A will correspond to P, but B will correspond to R, and vertex C will correspond to vertex Q. There are 4 more possibilities for correspondence of triangle ABC with this triangle. ABC can correspond to QRP, ABC can correspond to QPR, ABC can correspond to RQP, and ABC can also correspond to RPQ. These are the 6 correspondence cases possible. So two triangles can correspond in 6 different ways. But each correspondence case can also be written in different ways. Consider the first correspondence, for example. It can also be written as BAC corresponds to QPR. Here, B corresponds to Q. In the first case too, B corresponds to Q. A corresponds to P. There too, vertex A corresponds to vertex P. And vertex C also corresponds to vertex R in both the cases. The first case of correspondence can also be written as CAB corresponds to RPQ. Remember, these 3 correspondence cases are not different from each other. We are just writing them differently. So depending on how we are comparing the triangles, we choose a particular correspondence. Correspondence between vertices also explains correspondence between sides and angles. Even the sides and the angles of each triangle will correspond to each other. Look at side AB. It corresponds to this side of the other triangle. But does it correspond to PQ or does it correspond to QP? Since vertex A corresponds to vertex P and vertex B corresponds to vertex Q, side AB will correspond to side PQ. Be very careful about the order. AB will correspond to PQ. Instead of looking at correspondence between vertices, we can even look at the names of the triangles. What about side BC? Looking at the names of the triangles, we can say that it corresponds to side QR. And similarly, side CA will correspond to side RP. What about angles? Consider this angle, angle BAC. Which angle does it correspond to? It's BAC. So it will correspond to angle QPR. We could also have said angle A corresponds to angle P, but this gives us a clearer picture. Now look at the second angle, angle ABC. Which angle does it correspond to? Actually, you don't even need to look at the triangles to write this down. You just look at their names. Because it's ABC, it has to correspond to angle PQR. And we can see that it indeed corresponds to angle PQR. And what about the third angle, angle BCA? It will correspond to angle QRP. That's what correspondence is. It helps us in knowing how we are comparing two figures.